Alright, boys and girls, tonight's lesson is Chapter 8.1, Part 2, and this is going to build on what we learned last night. We're going to add and subtract polynomials. And polynomials is where you string together two or more monomials with an addition or a subtraction sign. So if we're going to add polynomials, let's start out with, a word problem, because who doesn't love those? A researcher studied the number of overnight stays in U.S. National Park Service campgrounds and in the backcountry of the national park system over a 5-year period. The researcher modeled the results in thousands with the following polynomials. And I'm not going to say them, but there's the campgrounds polynomial and the backcountry polynomial. In each polynomial, x equals 0 corresponds to the first year in the 5-year period. What polynomial models the total number of overnight stays in both campgrounds and backcountry? So really all you need to know is this part. Total number of overnight stays in both this and this. So total means to add this plus this. And I'm going to show you two ways to do it. The first way is horizontally, and that is where you write both polynomials side by side. Let me get a bigger pen. 0.1 x squared minus 180 x plus 5800, and you add the other one, and all I'm doing right now is rewriting the polynomial. With a plus sign between them because I'm adding them together. And since I'm adding all of this, I don't have to change any signs. So it's just going to be negative 7.1 x squared plus 21 x squared. And then negative 180x plus negative 140x. Pay attention to the sign that's in front of the number. And by front, I mean what you read before it. So that's negative and that's negative. That's positive and that's positive, okay? And then 5800 plus 1900. And what I'm doing right now is I'm reordering this so that like terms are together. And I explained to you what like terms were yesterday. As long as they have the same variable and exponent, they're like terms. The coefficient, or the number that's in front of the variable, doesn't matter. That can be different. But the variable and the exponent, like here the x squared, that's the same, so they're like terms. Here x and x, that's the same, so they're like terms. And then I just want you to combine like terms. So negative 21x squared, negative 7.1x squared plus 21x squared. Take your calculator. I get 13.9x squared. And then negative 180 plus negative 140. It's going to be negative 320x. And then 5800 plus 1900 is going to be 7700. And this polynomial is your answer. You can't do anything else because you don't have any more like terms. Okay? And that's the horizontal method. Let me also show you the vertical method. Okay, so vertically, you're just going to add them just like this. So I'm just going to keep them up here in the problem since they're already kind of lined up. What you do is you line up like terms. So those are lined up, and those are lined up. And I'm actually going to write over this. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, so if you add these, you get the same thing, 13.9x squared. Combine these, you get negative 320x, and then combine 580 and 1900, and you get 7700. And that's just vertically or going down, okay? I don't care how you do it, whichever way you feel comfortable. Alright, so I want you to add these two polynomials right here. Pause the video and catch up with me on the next slide. Alright, subtracting polynomials. This is a little bit trickier because of this minus sign right there. Right here, you're going to have to distribute that -1 and change everybody's sign. So this is actually going to be x to the third minus 3x squared plus 5x. That all stays the same. And then you subtract everything in the second set of parentheses, so you're going to change all the signs all the way through. So I want you to notice this was positive, now I put minus. This was plus, I put minus. This was minus, I put plus. Okay, every sign is changing. And then all the like terms I'm going to combine. First I'm going to rewrite them so they're together. So it's x to the third minus 7x to the third. Negative 3x squared minus 5x squared. Plus 5x. I almost put a 12 with it, but the 12 doesn't go with it. It just sticks on the end. Those can't go together because this has an x and this doesn't. And then you combine everything that you can. Okay, so this is going to be negative 6x to the third, because it's 1 minus 7, so it's negative 6, minus 8x squared plus 5x plus 12. Okay, and that's it. You're done. Now let's do these two guided questions. Don't forget to distribute your negative all the way across the second set of parentheses, which means to change everybody's sign. Pause the video, finish your guided questions, catch up with me on the next slide. Okay, if you have any questions, here's how you contact me. Don't forget to participate in the discussion.